This week we're talking to candidates in the special election for the 109th District. Sara Cambensy is here now. She's currently a Marquette City Commissioner. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So tell everyone, why are you running for the 109th?
I really feel like Michigan has become a state that needs to invest in people. I've seen our state kind of go towards more of a business model that's left a lot of people behind, whether it's our schools, our nurses and healthcare system, or even our mines. I feel like we need to get back to what's important, and that's getting people good jobs, putting people to work, and having a strong economy.
So what would be your biggest priority that you'd bring from the 109th down to Lansing if elected?
I think one thing that former State Representative John Keevala did well was the dark store issue, and that needs to be carried forward, it needs to be continued, and it needs to be resolved. Another one is education. I work for the public schools. I'm on the front lines with our administrators and teachers that don't see enough funding coming back from Lansing, and it's dividing our communities. That's another big one. As I mentioned before, I really think that we've lost track of how important our iron ore range is. It's $1 billion industry. It has over $200 million of salaries and benefits right here in our region. And we haven't done enough to nurture that. We haven't done enough to get the next big investments here. We've seen them go to Minnesota, and it's not good enough for me. I want them here.
You specifically mentioned dark stores. What would be your approach to really finally solving that issue?
I think because it affects every county, every legislator that's down there has filings within their districts. I think it needs to be called out. I think it needs to be attacked aggressively. And I think, what Mr. Keevala was doing was basically saying, here are the numbers. In your district, here's how much you're losing. In your district, here's how much you're losing. And it becomes a game of, are you going to be responsible and step up and solve this problem as your small businesses and your individuals are paying more and paying their fair share? And I think that puts a lot of pressure on people. And I think you are starting to see some people get uncomfortable when John was pushing really hard for this. So I think whoever gets in to the 109th district seat, they need to make sure that they are full steam ahead on that issue, that he really did push hard.
How do you believe you stand out from your primary opponents?
I think experience. As an elected city charter commissioner and now in my second term as a city commissioner, I've had to deal with the tough issues. I've had to take the tough votes. A lot of the votes that we've seen with tax incentives, they're going on all over our state, and I think we need to get away from a state that is going to grow its economy on attracting businesses by giving them, no taxes, versus a state that really should be investing in people. You've seen states like Minnesota attract businesses by, how they train their skilled workers, how they educate their people, and a lot of them are able to stay there because those businesses come to them. And I'd like to see Michigan get back to a model where we put people first.